Boker Tov, Boker Chodesh Tov. Good morning. Wonderful to be here with you together on this first day of Kislev, on Rosh Chodesh Kislev. And please do drop a greeting to others who are here. Good morning, Sean. Good morning to one and all on this day of significance and meaning. Good morning, Paul, and good morning, Joiny. Joiny. Good morning, Joni. It's got to get the self working in every sense, spirit in and spirit out. And good morning to Seymour and Sandra and Alan. And I just hope today is the beginning of a wonderful month. Good morning, Franklin. Good morning, Deborah. On this significant day where we can sing and rejoice and also look at the larger world around us. It was a really significant week in so many ways. Please join me in starting our day by giving thanks for being awake and alive and here together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma, u'v'ra'avo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei chisech vodecha, שאם ייפתח אחד מהם, או ייסתם אחד מהם, אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And we join together in our prayer for the soul. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And please join me in these words of celebration of Torah and commitment to learning. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat be'er midrash shacharit ve'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. V'achnasat orchim, to welcome the stranger. Ubikur cholim, to visit the sick. V'hachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulevayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'tamud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, let us continue with words of praise as we enter this new month. Let us celebrate that journey, moving forward into the month of Chanukah. We join together in Baruch She'amar and our prayer for journeys, Psalm 121. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. And so we continue with Shir LeMa'alot Esainai el heharim. I will look only upward, past the mountains, for my help comes from the one beyond. My help comes from the eternal, maker of heaven and earth. Ever alert, your guardian will never allow your foot to stumble. The guardian of Israel never rests, never sleeps. The eternal will watch over you as a shadow cast by your right hand. You will not be overcome by the sun nor abandoned by the moon. The eternal will guard you from all evil, watching over you. The eternal will guard you as you set out and as you return from this very moment until the end of time. And so now join me in singing Shema Yisrael on this Rosh Chodesh as we celebrate. We join together in singing the first line and chanting the last paragraph. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בתיר תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטעו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני, אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני, אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. Well, today is a very significant day, not just because it's Rosh Chodesh Kislev, which it is, but because of events in the world to which we will turn. But we will continue to mark and to celebrate, to focus on what is new and what is beautiful. So I'm going to ask you to join me in the blessing for Hallel, for the Psalms of celebration that are on our Yamim Tovim, our holy days, and on Rosh Chodesh, on the first day of the new month. And so please join me in the blessing and in singing the opening of Psalm 114. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro et ha'halel. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז. הייתה יהודה לקודשו, ישראל ממשלותיו. הים רע מעיינות הירדן ייסוב לאחור. ההרים רקדו אלים, גבעות כבני צאן, בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מים לועז, בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מים לועז. Well, it's wonderful to be with you and to be together on this Rosh Chodesh. It is not merely Rosh Chodesh, as significant and meaningful as that is, but the it is also Friday, and on Fridays we take a look at the larger world around us, and this is quite a strange and mixed week. Um, Usually, when looking at the larger reality of the Jewish people in the world, I've looked at the largest Jewish population in one city in the world. That's in New York. And I see Jewish activities and Jewish life in New York, and I see at the UN a an organization that in most cases has lost the story and fails to make the kind of statements they are required to make. And then there's this week where there is this strange inversion be at the beginning of this week and at the end of the week of what's happening in New York. In the last couple of days, it's terribly upsetting to see in New York not only that there was Park East Synagogue, a prominent Orthodox synagogue in New York, was protested, that these individuals shouting anti-Semitic and anti-Zionist slogans, including heard saying about Jewish people who are going into that synagogue for a program, let's make them afraid. Um, and the mayor-elect of New York uh, said nothing directly, but had his office make a statement that implies that the activity taking place in the synagogue was somehow in violation of international law. What is it that was taking place in the synagogue? It was an event about Aliyah, about Jews who might choose to move to Israel. The organization leading it was a well-known and well-established organization that many Temple Sinai members who have chosen to make Aliyah have made Aliyah through, called Nefesh B'Nefesh, which literally means soul to soul, and that encourages is a pipeline for encouraging Jews who want to continue their life in the Jewish democratic state of Israel. Um, and while they knew that this demonstration was coming, police allowed the demonstration right in front of the synagogue, not somewhere moved to some degree to a side, and that allowed this whole event, including the incoming mayor of the world's largest city with a Jewish population, largest Jewish population in any one city, basically accepted the bizarre and irrational mindset that any Jew who makes Aliyah, who moves to Israel, is a settler. That's at the basis of such a protest and at the basis of such a twisted statement from the incoming mayor of New York. Which reminds us that when people show you who they are, believe them. So the fact that Mayor-elect Mamdani has made a few statements indicating that he will condemn anti-Semitism continues with the sense that we have a profound disagreement and that he is on a narrative that is at at odds with the actual facts when uh, that he would regard Jews moving to Israel as some kind of violation. It represents the rejection of Israel as a Jewish state. We're not accustomed to seeing that in New York. We're accustomed to seeing that at the United Nations. And at the United Nations this week, while we didn't see something directly on point, we likewise saw the opposite of what we would expect. This Monday evening passed. There was a vote in the United Nations Security Council, not the General Assembly, who regularly votes against Israel and whose votes are advisory rulings and have no teeth, but rather the Security Council, whose decisions do have actual consequences in the real world. And this decision, while it also had references to a pathway to a Palestinian state, something that some in our community have issue with, and that I do not have an issue with in such a resolution. All things depend on context. And the context of this resolution is it was an affirmation of the Trump plan for Israel and Gaza, which means an international board of peace to oversee these next steps in Gaza, an international stabilization force that includes neither Palestinians nor Israelis in the management, and it says quite clearly in this resolution, the disarmament of Hamas and the establishment of Gaza before it becomes an area ruled by Palestinians as a zone that likewise is not militarized, it's demilitarized, it's de-weaponized. Um, and it was a statement of the Security Council that was passed, it was not vetoed, and that Israel and all of the moderate countries, Arab countries in the area affirmed, and that Hamas opposed. So, as it's so important, is it established in a clear way at the United Nations who the barrier to peace and development for Gaza and Israel is, and that is Hamas. And so that event was, while I only hope and I'm willing to add my voice to those who want to see a better future for Israelis, for Palestinians, for all in that region, um, that it was really a very different kind of a statement than we've seen at the United Nations. What an upside down week. It's a reminder not that things are the opposite of what we think or things are what we think, but that things are changing in the world, that certainly the efforts and the plans and the directions chosen by President Trump are changing the external face of the Middle East, of Israel, of Gaza, of that region. And so it will be significant over the time ahead to see in what direction things move. Um, at this time, we stand with all of our brothers and sisters in the whole household of Israel who are under pressure, whether it is the families of those three remaining bodies that are being held by Hamas, who is responsible, whether or not they know the location of those bodies, um, or those in New York who are being threatened for asserting their identity and their connection to the people of Israel. And so for one for all, we turn to Achenu. Achenu kol bet Israel, achiotenu kol bet Israel, הנתונים בצרה ובשביה, העומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה, המקום ירחם עליהם ויוציאם מצרה לרווחה ומאפלה לאורה, ומשעבוד לגאולה, השתה בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ונאמר אמן. Our brothers and sisters, the whole family of Israel who are in difficulty or captivity, whether on land or at sea, may the ever-present one have mercy on them, bringing them out from distress to comfort and from darkness to light, from subjugation to redemption, now, quickly, and soon. And together we say, Amen. We continue now. There has been additional flare-ups between Israel and Hamas, with Hamas shooting at Israel in areas that Israel is agreed under the ceasefire agreement to be in. Again, a sign that Hamas is desperate and doesn't want things to move forward in the way they need to, which will sideline and remove them from the opportunity to threaten Israel. And so for them and for those who must wear a uniform and stand on guard, not only for Israel, but for the Jewish people, we turn to these words. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Leah v'Rachel, hu yivarech et chayalei tzva ha'hagana liYisrael u'sha'ar beginei Yameinu ha'omdim al mishmartam. Yishmorem HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'yatzilem mikol tzara v'tzukah ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי גוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid, and together we say, Amen. Let's join together in our prayer for healing. For those who are ill or injured or isolated, unwell, for those whose names have been given to me and given to Temple, for those names that are placed in the chat in this and other services, for all in need of strength and healing, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה, ותרת שלום ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength, reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's very meaningful on this first day of Chodesh Kislev, of the month of Kislev, for us to connect and reflect and to remember. And so now it's to that last sacred task of memorial that we turn, remembering those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we've taken into our hearts with our own. During the last 30 days in the period of Shloshim, we extend our condolences to the families of Sheila Rose, Estelle Waldman, Jack Holtzman, Merle Snyder, Eva Samry, Marvin Barkin, Donna Biederman, Ann Schwemar, Miriam Snyder, Andrew Taylor. And we remember all victims of war and terror, including the following IDF soldiers whose lives have been lost in the last 30 days: Itai Yavitz, Yona Ephraim Feldbaum, Yaniv Kula. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this first day of the month of Kislev, the 21st of November, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Morris Applebaum, Pearl Bernstein, Fanny Barron, Harry Blumenthal, Annette Buckspan, Thelma Davidson, Dora Grossman, Ben Herberman, Minnie Kaminer, Rosalind Lauren, Jenny Mandel, Molly Meyer, Buddy Nightingale, Felicia Otis, Claire Papish, Henya Sakovich, Mildred Snyder, Ada Starkman, Bessie Turkell, Martin Sidney Winter, Adi and Omar Wunsch, Ruth Young. Zichronam Levracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, amen. Well, Temple is grateful for a number of donations that have been made this morning. We're grateful for that Sandra Kaminer has made a donation to Out of the Cold, observing Yahrzeit for Minnie Kaminer, that the Bernstein family has made a donation to the Kaddish Guf Fund, Sanctity of the Body, in memory of Yahrzeit for Pearl Bernstein, that Selena Shapira has made a donation to the Rabbi's Discretionary Fund, observing Yahrzeit for Molly Meyer. Boker Tov, Chodesh Tov, Shabbat Shalom. So many good things as we look at the world around us. Please join us online tonight at 6:30. Please join us in person tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We're available online as well, but please join us in person as we welcome Leslie Sachs, the chairperson of the Israel Movement for Progressive and Reform Judaism, to help connect us to what is going on the ground in Israel, in our movement, in those aspects that we've been so involved in the World Zionist organization, and to as a continuity of our connection to our movement there. She'll be speaking at services as well as at lunch after through the good offices of Arts of Canada, our Reform Zionist Canadian organization that has made it possible for her to be with us. Boker Tov, Boker O, Chodesh Tov, Shabbat Shalom. Make it a good one.